JCCR Racing, where we're doing the daily race for the week, the weekly race at Interlagos. So you're watching JCCR Racing. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. We're going to be driving, starting off the night with the Lamborghini Huracan, and let's see if we Huracan or Huracan't get into a good position. So we're starting off in 7th tonight, so people are a little faster. Our pole position last night, we actually started off in 2nd, and we got kicked back into about 5th. We finished in 1st. That was the last live of the night because there is network problems going on last night. So we've got new cars, nothing that I'm dying to buy. No new GR3 cars, but we will be working to find out which cars dominate online. And that's going to be a combination of finding a car that works for you. So you might want to avoid the cars that get punted around easily, like my favorite, the 458 Italia. The Porsche 911 is absolutely fantastic, great handling, but I tend to slide it off the track quite often, and I'm finding it is actually really great on this track. Avoided an accident there. I should have been going slower, and I wanted to cut in, but there was traffic, and I've made the big beginner rookie mistake of not having the radar on. So now we'll get to actual racing. So working to find out, ooh, we got speared into another, well, not quite another stratosphere. We stayed on the track because the Lamborghini, when you hit it, it's like hitting a truck. This thing is so solid. If you want a great online car that can take a hit and not get kicked off the track easily, like the 458 Italia, this is one of the more solid vehicles. And on some tracks, it's quite easy to drive. So on this Interlagos track this week, very easy to drive. On Highway 1, I found it really tough to drive because it's a mid-engine vehicle. So through the S-turns on Highway 1, where you're doing left-right quick with a little bit of an elevation pop, the back end, he hit the wall behind us. The back end tends to want to go out, slide out, and go where the front end should be. So here we're going to rush down, we're going to brake at the 50. So we're going to see if I'm one of the slower drivers on the track today. But let's see if a handful of basic driving techniques, safe driving, smart driving can get us a decent position. Last night it certainly did. We finished in 1st or 2nd. I do believe 1st. So I won't go off the track this time, trying to avoid the rear end of another vehicle. And see if anyone's going to be a bit of a donkey or a dog to us, hoping not to get DD'd. Wow, that car just went off the track and reappeared ahead of us. Or am I hallucinating? There's nothing in the water tonight. Odd. So we're in 10th. Let's see if good, smart, safe driving, mostly smart and safe driving, not all that good driving, can get you to win races. I'd say any improvement is a win. So we started in 7th, we finish above 7th. We'll call that a win because we'll have made progress. So basic tips, we're going from the outside of the track, cutting over the apex so we can be back on the throttle. So going in nice and slow, it's better to go in slow so you can come out fast. That means you go in slow so you can actually get your angles. If you're too quick, you won't be able to get that drive line you need to cover less track to cut diagonally through corners. Hey Ray Kid, we're passing Ray Kid on the straightaway here. Oh, we got a lot of traffic. Oh, we got a lot of traffic on the inside. So I'm gonna go wide in the corner. Try to avoid a collision. And I did get the line. We went wide and everyone fell into line. There's probably some bumping and pushing, but we stayed out of the danger zone. Now we're going to rush down the straight here at the 100, triple downshift, and get back on the gas early because we slowed down adequately in advance. Now for Interlagos here, about the midpoint of the track at the 50, quick little double downshift and race up the hill. Now I'm not perfect, far from it. I only have a 133.8 as a top qualifying lap. And far from perfect because I went in too hot and just couldn't get the car to turn in. So I will make some real rookie mistakes, but I'll cover why I made them to make sure you don't make them. So let me make the mistakes for you. So that's why we got the radar at the bottom of the screen, but it's a bit of a big TV screen. I do have to take my eyes off the road to actually check that radar. At the 50 here, quick little downshift. Ideally do drive manual, because when you drive manual you can use engine braking to really help you slow the vehicle down. So left foot braking and engine braking, that's when you downshift, not from fifth to first, but quickly, and use engine compression to slow you down. So here, just before the 50, brake and get in on the apex, or get completely pushed out of the way. So with the update, still no correction to that, no actual meaningful damage to the cars, and no penalties really for knocking people off the track. I was hoping that would get resolved, but I see the update, testing out the new update, and what we were hoping for did not occur. Prize money for decent finishes still do not pay very much, and you still don't get charged credits for destroying someone else's car, race, or day. But still a fantastic game to help learn basic driving, racetrack driving skills. So we'll make the same mistake twice, went a little slower, but still need to get a little slower early on so I can get the right line through there. Getting the right line will shave you seconds off, can save you 5 or 10 seconds off a lap between a decent line and a really bad line. And if you're going really too hot, well, you just blow through the corner. So here we go. We're going to pass 11th because we got a little bit better line there. So Sanix Evil, we should be able to pass you pretty soon if we don't miss the correct shift. So I'm focusing far too much on the back end of that beautiful 458 Italia. Oh, here we go. He went in hot and he went off hot, and now he's gonna cool down. And I think we're gonna be coming up on Yoko Mahoyo. Sorry for pronouncing that wrong, Mr. Yoko or Mrs. Yoko. Nothing in behind, nothing to worry about there. Finally get the right speed here to get the line so we can be back on the throttle and actually gain on the cars ahead of us. So if we can string together all our turns like that, we will be taking some serious positions. There's one. Oh, not cool. We got someone whose ego was damaged, and they've gone on the attack. They're trying to push us off the track. We got to get out of this one real quick. Let's get out of Dodge. So now we're back to chasing Ray Kid like we were pretty much on lap 1. But that's the end of the race. But at least we came back from the pits, really from the bottom of the pack. I don't know what happened to the rest of the pack. They are way... Oh, 1 second. So who knows if I'll even hold that lead, but should still hold it with the 1 second penalty. So thank you very much for being here tonight. I'm going to jump into the chat, see what's going on, read the chat, because I couldn't catch all of it. So there we've got it. We're running Aussie Pugs skin, or in racing it's a livery. So we're running Aussie Pugs livery that he made us. Absolutely fantastic. We're not just running it on the Lamborghini. We're running it on the tracksuit. I actually looked at getting a tracksuit, and wow, what a way to spend roughly $2,000. Kind of wild. So we're definitely not going to count this one a win. We started in 7th. We got kicked. Well, we did get kicked back down to about 14th and climbed back up 4 positions. So we gained 4 positions from 1 point, and that was through smart, safe driving. So smart, safe driving will get you gains. You just got to be patient and not ram everyone that's on the track, because that won't really overall get you ahead. It might get you 1 position here and there. You might steal a position and completely knock someone off the track, but they probably will come back and hunt you. And often enough, you will actually crash trying to take people out. But I love seeing that first place got their driving speed up and their safety rating. It's actually quite amazing. The whole 9th, all 9 positions went up in safety rating, and actually my safety rating went down, and I wonder if it's because of the time penalties for going off the track, because I didn't hit anyone there. Actually, I got hit quite a few times, so not quite sure. It must be for time penalties or whatnot. But yeah, my driving speed was off. It's below the average there. And my lap 1 mistake. So clearly I need practice. When your times are off, the best thing you can do is go to the qualifying time trial. But I also don't want to miss the race. Gran Turismo knows that we play this mostly to play the virtual mechanic. So of course they've switched off the tires. Nothing new with the update there. Now let's see what you can do. One of the best things that you can do, hit up the qualifying time trial and load a ghost that resets per quarter. That way those world-class times. So there's our best lap time so far, 133.8 in the Huracan. And there's our friends here, the JCCR racing crew. So great job to Aussie Pug with a 132. Fantastic job, Squirrel, with a 133. You've got MGB with a 133 also. Alley-oop with a 133, and I'm at a high 133, and very close. It was also Filmus and Jenkins, so I need to bring up my speed here. Let's go to the global rankings and find a Huracan that we can follow. So 129.8. Wow. The times keep getting hotter and hotter, but let's load the ghost, and that's really going to help us out. It'll help you out. So my goal of doing these online videos is to show you that it is okay to not be the best. You got to get out there, work at it, try, and just keep applying the right strategies. Just perseverance, folks. Don't give up, and don't let your ego get in the way, which means you don't even try performing because, well, maybe you try once or twice and you don't do well at all, or you're not the best, so you say, well, you know what, I'll put that aside. A lot of the most difficult things are also the most rewarding, and they require failure and perseverance. Alright, so we got 10 watching. Thank you so much for watching JCCR Racing, where tonight we are trying to get faster and trying to find out what cars dominate online. Every race has a car that is, you know, the meta, the car that really dominates. Sometimes it's 2, occasionally it's 3, and you can find those out in the global rankings, and you can load them up, and you can also race them. But if it's not a car you're comfortable with, it's not a car that dominates for you. So it's about finding a car that works for you. Sometimes a car that works for you on one track doesn't work at all for you on another. So you gotta, I kind of cycle through the 5 or 6 cars, and I always find that the Nissan GTR is kind of go anywhere, anytime car. It's always a good time. It's always a good choice. BRZ also very good, pretty easy to drive, and the Lamborghini I find tough to drive sometimes, but when it shines, it really shines. And the 911, it's all about getting used to it and bending your will to it, because you cannot bend the 911's will to you. And once you're used to it, it is an absolute stellar car. Let's see what we get here for a time. Still under. Can't seem to repeat my 133. You got to get consistency in. So they really cut the corner. The world's fastest car, which is in front of us in ghost mode, really cuts that second bend. It's a series of S, I guess. But they really, really cut it. Picked up a penalty there. Anyone in the live chat knows if it's from the inside cut that I did or just going a little too far on the outside, let me know. So you can definitely be on the gas all the way up this hill. At least there, we're getting a little faster since we're catching up to ourselves. Oh, yeah, the slalom. Absolutely. I should know that from when I used to ski more often. Alright, so that section gained some time, and there I went in too hot, and I've turned into a lawn mowing business. Well, hopefully they'll leave me a nice tip and pay me in cold, hard cash so I can spend it where I want without it being known. Unrecorded spending. So you really ideally need to cut, and again, wow. At least I know where. And then I love sim racing because, like anything that requires discipline and practice, you really get to learn more about yourself and practice your discipline. Because you can't plan on going through life and just doing things when you're motivated to doing things. Because hey, I love eating ice cream, but if it was my job, I wouldn't be motivated to eat ice cream every day, all day long. I'd actually probably start to hate it after a while. But you need to have that discipline. Same thing with, working out or playing tennis. You're never going to feel like playing tennis every single day or go to the gym every single day. You need to have the discipline to get it done. And sim racing, you need to have the mental acuteness and discipline and perseverance to say, you know what, this track's really, really tough, but I'm just going to keep trying and I'm going to work at it until I got it right. Okay, so this time through that corner, I'm not that far behind the world record. So that's good. That means I'm getting better in that section. And kind of pooched it on that corner. I know it, and we can work on it. We're so fast through this section. Partial throttle here, then full throttle. I think I'm going to beat my top time. I think I'm going to be faster than a 1:33.8. Catch up to some of my friends on the list there, the JCCR racing crew. And I did bring down my best time, so that's good. Having the loaded ghost really helps, and we're 15 seconds away from getting into a race, so I'm going to be able to actually S4 slalom. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Only Drive 2024, for the comment. I am liking it, please. If you want to help out the channel, drop a comment, and I'd love to chat, get to know you, because, well, when you subscribe and you're in the first 1,000 subscribers, you're part of the JCCR racing crew, and you're part of the OG JCCR racing crew. The originals. So we've got first place starting off is a Mustang. Huge surprise there. Hey, Trains, I'm Worlder. So if you don't mind, can I just call you Trains, or what could I call you other than that? Because that's a little long, but howdy ho, friend. I went out and checked out the new Toyota, the Toyota that I believe your dad has, the CRH, and I've actually taken a few of those on trades, and they've got nice interiors. They've got a good backup camera, good technology, but what blows me away is that the hybrid option, I'm not sure if that's the one your dad has, but with a 1.8 liter engine and that hybrid making 71 miles per gallon, that is incredible. Now it's no beast when it comes to speed with only 136 horsepower and 108 pound-feet of torque, but That's not what it was built for. It was built to move people, give you a good mix of handling, not quite car handling, but not big SUV handling either, because as a CUV, it's a compact utility vehicle, so somewhere between an SUV and a car. And I think it serves a great purpose, fuel efficient. It's a smart choice. I think someone who's probably pretty well, either just naturally smart or well educated, it would be the type of individual that would buy that. It's not, let's say, the kind of wild and dumb purchase that I made buying my GT350, but my Shelby, what's nice is it doesn't depreciate. I can only drive it 7, 8 months of the year, but very, very smart choice, the CRH. But I also see that it's neat that Gran Turismo isn't just adding high horsepower vehicles, they're adding realistic vehicles. That I would have loved to see them add a GR3 car, a GR4 car, and I would have also really liked them to maybe add 1 or 2 classic cars. Classic Europe, classic from Asia, and a classic from the US. Maybe 2 classics from the US. Oh, we got someone who's gone off the track, and we are now in second, chasing down Marsh 36, who's got a penalty. So if we just drive smart and safe, that's always my hold my beer moment, isn't it? Every time I have all I have to do is this. I always, oh, I'm sorry, folks. Woo! I always have that moment, and just had to stick it together comically. But I was still in the mode of pushing it to try to beat my top lap time. And when you're online, you want to stay your position. Yeah, you can't go slow. Wondering if that has to do with the tires not being heated up on the first half lap or whatnot. But that was very silly of me. Please don't make that mistake. You get into the beginning of the race and you try to push the car to your limits, and quit. You know, of course, when you're pushing the car to your limits, it's also pushing the car to its limits. So we're going to start from the very back of the pack, and now let's see if smart, safe driving, how many positions that can get us ahead. But I think we're about, we're a good 30 seconds behind. Instead of lap 1 should have been a 1:40, let's say. We're at a 2-minute something. Whew. But we're not going to quit. We just had someone quit, and you don't get better by quitting. You don't learn lessons. You just got to stick through it. Stick through the suck. Okay, so maybe I'm a little early on the gas, and I'm kind of propelling myself off. I think that's what happened there, picking up the penalty. When you hear the tires squealing, at a certain point you have to say, you know what, I think I pushed the car based on the line that I'm on. I pushed the car to the limit. Little double downshift. Aim for the apex, but just a little bit too much speed to get the right line there. Maybe I turned in, also a combination of turning in a little too late. Here at the 50, quick little double downshift and an extra one there to save me from going out. Another advantage of manual. I didn't have to slam on the brakes. I just used a bit of brakes and engine braking to really slow us down there. So let's speed down the alley, the straightaway, the soon-to-be straightaway, past the stands. Hard to recover from being off track for 20 seconds, but we will try. I think I saw a car somewhere up there. Oh, thank you very much. I didn't have to brake through there. Trains, thank you very much. I'm going to try that next lap. So no braking, so that's going through the S turns, no braking. corrected my line here. Didn't get the half-second penalty. Actually get to pass a car. That's always fun. And he had to hit me because, you know, of course you have to hit every car on the track. Thanks for the tip, Train. And now I do see this, Lone Wolf, you're still bugged. That's really frustrating. We weren't completely bugged, but we did get kicked off air a few times from the game just completely freezing on us. But at least we weren't like that Supra last night. It's stuck in the middle of the track. That was, what a rock, a boulder in the middle of the track, that Toyota Supra. Okay, a half-second faster. That is good improvement. Let's keep it up. Put those laps, qualifying laps, to work, because we did bring down our time to 133.7. Love to get a 132. I don't know if it's going to happen when there's other cars on the track. Okay, so no braking through here is what I understood. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, I just fly through. Okay, and I could have been actually on the back on the accelerator much earlier. Very cool trick. Trains, I won't cut it quite as much because that cost me. So I'm going to catch up with what's going on in the chat just at the end of a lap here, the end of the race. And I asked the wife, and she has confirmed that the dogs were not fed cheese today, but they still are creating quite a distracting odor. Okay, so it's all about how early you turn in there and having the right speed. Try to straighten out the track, diagonally cut everything. Not smooth at all with my hand movements there, just trying out a new line. But we are going to take some positions in the last lap. I've got a feeling probably, even with that penalty slowdown, I think we can probably take Francis here in the 458. I actually know someone with a 458 whose name is Francis. I wonder if it could be the same. There's a 458, I mean, in the real world. It's pretty awesome. Oh, lots of damage there, and a little spinny on our end. Almost an oopsie-doopsie. And we're going to speed down the straightaway, chase down this 458. Ooh, he's shooting up grass. There we go, on the 50, a quick little double. Oh, we're coming off on him. Woo! And we didn't trade paint, even though he doesn't have much paint left to trade, or a back bumper. He's seen better days. Oh, here we go. Oh, we might be able to get him. Try to have him cut the win for us. Hopefully, by following him down. Oh, that Ferrari is fast. Whew. All right, well, we didn't finish last. So it could have gone worse. But a big major mishap on lap 1. Got in off the test laps, trying to qualify with a better time, and just went in with the same mindset of trying to get the absolute fastest time, and threw ourselves out of a potential podium finish. So let's see what's going on in the chat now this fine evening. So Lone Wolf, really sorry to hear. I really hope that gets worked out soon. And you drop down to D class because yeah, you had to quit 4 bugged races in a row, and it was kind of you to quit because you're quitting because you're not seeing other people on the track. They weren't showing up. You're driving around. You're just getting complaints that you're pushing everyone off the track. So let's see, how did the top podium drivers finish this fine evening? Again, huge thank you to Ozzy, Pug, Mr. Imperfection Gaming Channel, Get Better Fool. Well, thank you very much. Yes, if we go on the basis of only doing things when we're good at them, well, then we'll never really do much of anything other than quite simple and easy tasks. So, but thank you for dropping a comment nonetheless. So we've got Trap Marsh 36 at the top here. Started in first, finished in first. Odd seeing a Mustang. You know, you don't see a Mustang at the top of a podium or even at all very often. So congratulations, Ben Franks. You drove, your time went up, and your speed rating went up. Great job. And King in third place, an A rating for safety, so a little lower than the rest of the pack, and your A rating went down, so that's unfortunate. And while we weren't hitting people, we did get time penalties, so I guess our safety rating possibly went down for that reason, but we certainly weren't driving around punting people, and our speed rating went down. So that's the summary of this race. Oh, good. Right on, Mr. Imperfection. Good job placing third your last race. Last night I finished first, but hey, different night, different outcome. Just got to roll with the punches and accept that things don't always work out as we planned, but you got to just persevere, keep on working away at it. So the Lamborghini, well, I'll show you how at Interlagos the Lamborghini completely rocks it. Now, the first night that I tried out the Lamborghini, I hadn't seen the Lamborghini on this chart yet. I tried it out and I said I'm really surprised that it's not in the top 10 because I feel it's really fast, and it turned out to be very, very fast because the first night or two we saw mostly 911s up here, and I believe M. Hazal was up here. So yeah, really fast, cool skin on this other Lamborghini, but 129.8. We are certainly off by like 4 seconds, quite a bit, but wow, great job there. So this is where you can see the times, but not only just see the times, you can load in the times. Now, of course, Gran Turismo is hard fixed on believing that we play this game mostly to play the virtual mechanic and swap our own tires. Maybe some do. I certainly find it odd that we end up spending time swapping tires when we really want to be racing. Now let's see if we can get into, after this, get a little faster so we can get into some racing battles. Should be able to finish somewhere on the podium tonight. Just, I need to get in the beat, drive smart and safe. And talking and driving at the same time is, I do find, a little harder than just focusing on the track and all the brake points. So obviously if you're racing, you can always just, hey, welcome back trains, focus in on your brake points a little before the 50. Alright, so we're going to speed down this straight obviously. And right after the 100 marker, I'm going to start braking. Now, if you have a better brake point, let me know. Obviously, we all know that we need to hunt that apex and should have been going over that apex. But let's see what this does for a time. We didn't load in the ghost, so it's a little not ideal. But if you're loading the ghost, definitely have that ghost reset per section so it doesn't get too far ahead of you. At the 50, double downshift and cut across the apex so we can be back on the throttle that much faster. Always trying to remind myself the mantra, slower is faster. Traction control, yeah, I'm currently on traction control 2. and I had everything else off, but other than the racing line, which I just forgot to turn off. I should turn it off. I know the track now. I'm not completely lost, but I had everything off, but I kept getting bumped off the track. So it was recommended by Mark Brendan to actually turn counter steering on. It has really helped me with not getting punted so easily. You always have the occasional double D, the dirty dog or the donkey coming and punching us from behind. So here at the 50, I don't know, does everyone brake here? I can't seem to get through without braking. Maybe it's just a confidence issue. I feel like that lap was starting to get a little bit on the fast side for my driving, for a beginner driver, but one turn can certainly change a lot, and I was not using the mantra of in slow, out fast, or slower is faster. So let's get it right on this lap here at the 50, some heavy braking and releasing the brake as we get towards the apex. Let's see if we can get back to the 133s. We need to just consistently get a 133 or close to it, and that will get us the podium as it did last night. And of course, when we get back online with other drivers, first lap, I can't be pushing myself to the limits of what I know and can do. Not a good line at all there. Completely missed the proper driving line. Really missed the apex there. Got to hunt these apex. Because when we do, we come out of the corner further down the track and can be on the throttle that much sooner. So go in slow, get the right line, and now we're back on the throttle much earlier than last lap. Hey, howdy Aussie Pug. I love the skin. You'll see that I do have it loaded up on the Lamborghini. I absolutely love it. The wife saw it and she was blown away. She saw it on the big screen. The 134.2, bringing down the practice laps. Let's see if we can get this S-turn a little better. Much worse, but at least it was experimental. Little bit experiment there. So let's see for changing the view here. Get set up with the radar. Make sure I didn't change the brakes here. Radar. Now, Ozzy, what do you run for brakes in the Lamborghini going through here? I'm quite curious. Where is that camera button? Well, I am in my favorite view. It's the view that I need to get used to, because if I take any of my cars to the racetrack, it'll be without insurance, and I need to make sure I'm used to having limited vision. And I know all the world's fastest drivers drive in that floating odometer, speedometer mode, but I find that's just silly. It's completely not like sim racing. Generally, I think that people sim race because they want something that is, realistic. Well, why have a view that's unrealistic? That view is as if, you have goggles on with information on them and you're just Superman flying through the track. Black Bear has joined the room. Cheers, folks. Thank you so much for being here tonight. We're about to get into a hopefully epic race with a lot of epic battles on the track. Hopefully epic battles that occur through good driving. Maybe some light paint swapping, a little trading paint, but nothing too The Rock WWE style, no getting speared into another stratosphere. Last night, though, we did have to give someone a little bit of retaliation. They kept bumping and bumping us, so then we slowed down. And of course, if you're driving, let's say this is us as a car and this is them bumping into you, you can just kind of, as they go out to come back and bump on you, follow them out, slow down a little, and when they go to apply pressure, or to bump you really, instead you're applying pressure because you're already pretty much right against them and near the back of the car, and it'll have them spin out and go right behind you. That's how the cops take people out. So, all right, let's see what's going on.
500, KC_Pistano 14
we got
has left the room.
The idea to use more TCS. Yeah, when you're a beginner, the more TCS you have on, it'll slow you down a little. But yes and no, because it'll keep you from completely going off the track. It'll really help you maintain control on the vehicle. And here we go. Aussie Pug, absolutely love the skin or the livery, depending if you're a gamer from the first-person shooters, probably call it a skin, but in racing, it's a livery, and it's absolutely fantastic. Wife loves it. I love it. Oh, Trains World, thank you so much. Well, Trains works for me if that works for you, and if not, you tell me what to call you, and I will call you whatever you want. And you can see from the chat, sometimes people call me whatever they want, and that's okay too, because there's a bit of truth probably in everything. I am a beginner here, and maybe it is foolish in life to try new things and to try to get better at things, but I think it's really important to. It's part of the learning and growing process, and it's a good muscle to build in the head to be able to. I used to be very afraid of public speaking, so doing something like this could have never done, and I actually went into a lot of different type of speaking roles when I worked at the university or now in sales, and it's been important in life for me to go outside my comfort zone and try things that do not make me feel all that great and really kind of make you turn red in the face and a little sweaty, and it's been life-changing. Okay, so we're going to be following Black Bear down the track here. That's cute. My mom used to always call me her little black bear, her little bear. Brown bear. That's what my mom used to call me when I was a wee little one. Alrighty, Aussie Pug, good luck at work. Have a great day at work. I know you're in Australia, and I know your time is very different than ours. Are you already on to Friday? We're still on Thursday night here, so you're on to Friday. Friday afternoon, probably, roughly around noon. So didn't do the downshift in the second as I should have. So the gap is closing in behind me, and I'm losing the gap in front of me. Oh, will I get speared here? They often spear you. When you go to cross, people will just full speed into you. Alright, we're rushing down. We're going to get into our little spot here from the complete opposite side to the inside. So let's do that again. Outside and full pedal through here as we 3/4 pedal. Double downshift. Oh, and first didn't drive safe and smart. He made the mistake we did last race that put us in last. We are now in first, folks. So yes, even the fool known as Johnny, when I do practice smart, safe driving, we will get high positions, and so will you. Get out there, try new things, folks, that you find interesting. Don't be afraid to suck. Whoa, we've been pushed, but thankfully it didn't take us out of the race. We're gonna have to drive fast and get far away from these suckers, because Black Bear is out for blood. I think his ego hurt when I easily passed him while he was mowing lawn on the side. And yeah, we've been pushed in the fourth, but you know what? This just makes for more epic driving. Wow. I'm almost happy that the person in front of me is now in third, because who knew that that's a thing? I didn't know you could have one of those. Oh, everyone took the line right, but we all ended up in the same spot. Here we go. Oh, this is tight. This is a well-rolled race. Oh, going extra large so I avoid a collision. Whew. Look at us, just a pack of friends. I'm not going to push him off the track. That would have been too easy and a dirt bag move. I'd have been doing the double D, the dirty dog, the donkey, dirty donkey. So still in fourth, but from this last lap, it looks like we're going to have some opportunities to do a little back and forth dance. Let's get down and do the cha-cha. Oh, very close. And we got an easy pass here if he doesn't come back and spear us. Oh, a little bit of sliding in. Now we've got traction control on 2 because it's a happy mix of taking off from corners and having propulsion and still having it still be controllable. Not easy, not always easy, but the car is still controllable on the slides. We've been hit. What a dirty dog. The donkey coming in for a big punch from behind. Despite my very clean driving when I was behind him, I think his ego's hurt. He's having trouble being in fourth. His name has poop in it, so he's like, I should be in second because I'm a number 2. Oh no, sorry. Poop is in, sexy poop is in second. Pardon my language, that is really actually the car's driver's name. The things you'll see watching D-Class racing. Oh, this guy's behind me, he's hungry. He's driving. He's trying to compete with us, and he doesn't even have his livery made by Aussie Pug. Who does he think he is? You can't be in third without an Aussie Pug custom livery on your car. Oh, didn't take that right, but I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. But we will have a bit more track to cover to catch up. He'll have a penalty, so fourth is going to be a little bit off our back. Now I often rev the Lamborghini because I'm really used to driving the Ferrari 458. Prior to that, I used to drive the 911 all the time. But it was kind of like I'm either fast or completely out of control. Oh, there we go, a little bit of slide there. Cut the apex a little too much. Call that cutting the cheese when you almost make an oopsie-doopsie on the track. Like when you think it's gonna be a fart, it turns into a little bit more. We'll call those oopsie-doopsies. Oh, and we've been pushed. We have been pushed. He pushed for the Black Bear pushed for the pass, and I wonder if that caused him a second cool off. Bye-bye, you dirty dog. Ooh, but we've got others coming in hot. A beautiful 911. One of my favorite cars ever. And if you're wondering what my small car collection is, you can check it out over on Johnny's Car Care and Reviews. That's the sister channel where I review real world vehicles and do long-term reviews on my own personal cars. I have a 2017 Shelby GT350 with next to no kilometers on it, 26,000 kilometers. We have 2 Porsche 911s, the 996 generation, which are really affordable and should go up with value over time, I do believe. And we've got the Toyota MR2 that loves to blow engines. Woo! More pushing. Oh, more pushing from behind, pushing us out of the line. Oh, this is not enjoyable at all. This 911 thinks he's playing Mario Kart. What a clown. So yes, epic racing, well, epic battles. My driving certainly is far from perfect, but we get into quite a few battles. as we fight to not be in last or podium. Kind of a first or last situation. But I do prove that you can be a relatively slow driver against your competitors and still do pretty good with just a handful of techniques, driving cars that dominate, and focusing. Safe, smart driving, which I don't always do. Sometimes I lose a little bit of focus. And we finished in 4th as we got pushed out of 3rd by Mick Sorley. More like Mick Sorley loser, because he did not want to be in 4th. But that's all right. 4th is it's a big improvement. You've got in 1st. Wow, we were battling it out with the oh, it's Pop, not Poop. My bad. Sexy Pop. I misread that while driving. I really thought that was something else. So they have an A rating for safety, so they're mixing in less safe drivers with us now, I guess. We got Ono. Congratulations, Ono, in 2nd. Okay, good advice, Train. So be aggressive, but clean as possible while being aggressive to gain position. Oh, very, very good. Now, if you haven't already subscribed and turned on the bell notification, do consider doing so, because we've got a very knowledgeable car community here, car racing community. So I really appreciate the car community here. Ozzy, Lone Wolf, Trains, Mark, Brandon, Ozzy Pug. We've got some really great people here to help out. Howdy ho, Christopher Bieber. Good to see you back, my friend. So yeah, cockpit view isn't the most productive view, but it is the real view, and it's the real view I want to get used to, because I want to get to a racetrack and I want to be prepared. I don't want to crash because, oh, I wasn't used to seeing less. All right, Squirrel. Thank you so much, Squirrel, for being in. Always giving lots of great tips. Squirrel's had me. Thank you very much, Squirrel. And Squirrel's actually had me try out some new vehicles, such as, I believe, Squirrel, it was your suggestion I try out the Lamborghini, or maybe it was Ozzy's, but I know actually Squirrel actually did suggest that I do the GTR and the Subaru BRZ, and they were really, really great. So here's a nice little piece of advice. Thank you very much, Stanley. I need VR. Yeah, VR would be amazing for seeing what's on the side, and really, instead of radar on this TV's too big for how close I have to sit for the length of the wires, so my radar is all the way at the bottom. So if I'm racing here, I got to look down there. VR would show it all, but when I do watch other channels that have VR, it's a lot of vibration, and I don't know if you see that in the mask. So let me know, Stanley, when you drive in VR, does everything look a little shaky? If so, I don't think I'd be all that great with that. Oh, okay, so yeah, vibration. Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't think I'd handle the vibration all that well. So let's see. We've got in 1st place your A rating, Sexy Pop. Got that totally wrong on the race. Sorry there, friend. But you have an A rating, so you didn't go down. Great job. And in 2nd, oh no, great job. You got 2nd, and your rating didn't go down. Your rating went up for safety rating. Mick Sorley was rather sorely while driving, pushing us off, doing his best to really kill us, nuke us, murder us off the track, spear us into another stratosphere. He definitely thinks he's WWE's The Rock. And Johnny, my safety rating went up, and I got 4th, so I'm pretty happy about that. Black Bear was really fun racing with you. I'm glad you did light pushing, so your safety rating didn't go down. Great job. So resolution is not as good as on a flat screen, but Stanley doesn't get vibration in VR, so I'm really tempted to buy it. But I'm English. Here in my region, they have this expression, cheap anglais, cheap English. So it's hard for me to dish out the money for it. Maybe when we get to 1,000 subscribers, but one of the things I want to do at 1,000 subscribers is maybe not be on this scrapyard, junkyard seat. Really comfortable though. Wood frame, so I got a lot of vibration here off the unit. And at 1,000 subscribers, maybe get the metal frame, and maybe even move this whole rig into the garage, where the background for all of you in the JCCR racing crew, giving amazing tips, mentoring and coaching the community. So we have a mix of really top A drivers all the way down to me, a D driver. So I just know the basic tips and I like to talk about them, drive them, and hang out with you all. Really create a community of friends. But it would be cool, I think, that if you guys got to see the cars, the real world cars in the background. Look into trail braking. Yeah, Ian McPherson, that is a really good piece of advice. I'm trying to do it, but even with the, well, it's easier for the brake a little, but on the acceleration, my accelerator has trouble. I have trouble needling it. I just barely push it in. It's at, I kind of get half or full. Okay, you kind of get used to into the whole feeling of the VR. No, very cool. Thanks for the tips, guys. I'm loving it. 100%. Throw out some hearts because I'm loving the comments that you guys are dropping. I'm learning, and other people who are going to watch these videos are going to be learning as much or more from the racing community than they are from me, and that is perfect. Let's all learn and grow together, and I'm just the unit here, the tool that's going to show that you can go from zero to hero. When I'd say it's not so much about believing in yourself, it's believing in the process. If you truly believe that finding the right strategies and turning those strategies into actions and, you know, rinse and repeat practice will make you better. Well, of course, that's partially kind of believing in yourself. It's believing in your ability to persevere. And put the ego aside, because when you're doing something new or newish, you're not gonna look good doing it. I missed out playing basketball in high school because at first I didn't look good doing it, and I almost missed out playing tennis and skiing, which I ended up being pretty decent. Not bad at tennis. I coached tennis for like 8 years. So yeah, and you don't have to be the best to coach. Those that, how does the expression go? Those that can't teach. All right, let's see, qualifying time with 1:42. So if they start us up early enough, I don't think we'll have enough time for an actual lap. So let's instead go to showing you loading in the Ghost, and I think it's really important to get your Ghost settings just right. So let's say here you load Ghost, you click on one of the players, one of the drivers, you load up the Ghost, you pull back, you head over to settings, and you've got Ghost settings down here at the bottom, and you want to have your Ghost reset Ghost position. So every section of the track, the Ghost will reset. And what else here? Your assist settings. Let's talk about that for just a moment. Aussie Pug at the top of the list. Good job, Aussie Pug, this week. And Squirrel really brought his time up. Wow, Squirrel with a 133.2. Why does every other race game have? Yeah, it would be nice to have just a little more refined cockpit view. Good point right there, Christopher. You're right on that. I'm agreeing with you. So here, assist settings. I like to run traction control too. Now, a year ago when I played maybe for a month before my daughter was born, I played roughly a month. I was on traction control 5, and that's because I had like 0 experience. Now I've been bringing it down. Well, actually went from 5 to 3 for maybe a day or two. Then I was like, no, 2 works. Let's do 2. ABS is on weak. Auto drive, obviously that's off. Driving line, let's turn this off now because we know the track. We don't need that anymore. Oh, delay your Ghost by 0.2 so you can see the moves next. Great, awesome. Settings, let's make sure we got our assist settings where we want them. Driving line, assistance, we did want to turn that off. And you can have even the brake zone indicator, so it's okay, folks. Don't let your brain pressure you into saying, you know, don't bully yourself. And I do this to myself often. Like, naturally my brain would say, oh, no, you can't drive this way because, you know, or do any type of activity in life. Oh, you can't do it this way because, you know, that's the noob way or the pathetic way of doing it. So, you know, don't listen to that part of your brain, do what's going to make you better, and not absolutely hate the thing you're undertaking. Because if it's absolutely painful, the chances are that you're going to keep doing it are pretty slim. So that's why sometimes it's good to gradually make it harder, gradually take the traction control on, or if you're trying to achieve that traction control off, if you're trying to achieve some sort of goal in life, if you just have zero and accomplished goal, that's really tough, and there's nothing in between, it's going to be awfully hard to get to that polished, refined product. It's good to set up yourself mini goals all along the way so you can have mini achievements and feel good about yourself. Feel good about progressing. Instead of just saying, my task is accomplished when the book is written. Well, then usually you get writer's block and you won't write even the first page, because in your head you've only done it right when the book is written. Same thing for racing. Take it one corner at a time, make mistakes. Now we're speeding down the raceway by the empty stands because nobody wants to see me race. And we're chasing a 911, two 911s here, first and second. Going through the first S, the slaloms pretty slowly, a little nervous because on lap 1, it's kind of a wild donkey show. And on the first half lap, 3/4 of the lap, I tend to sometimes slip out pretty easily. Sorry, friend, you're braking. That was bad of me, but that braking was really early and went from 0 braking to 100% braking. I just did not have time to stop. That was not a deliberate punt. Lap 1, you got to survive lap 1, so I'd say it's the most important to apply that safe, smart driving. Okay, hopefully the tires are warmed up. Start pushing it a little harder. Starting point, yeah, I went in there hot, but at a certain point you really need to let go of the brakes, otherwise you'll just slide off the track. And I think we let them go at the very, very last moment to be able to make our turn without eating grass, without going on creating a lawn mowing business, landscaping business. So I did not use engine braking there, and a huge difference. That was really poor quality. Tried something new, didn't pay off. I should leave. And we should all leave the testing of the new for when we're doing practice laps, and just try to be consistent. Just be consistent when we're putting in our online race. We're in a safe third at the moment. I don't know what happened on the back of the pack there. The Ferrari I accidentally punted from his really full-on early braking is behind us, so he might have a bit of a vengeance. Might come back with me being on his hit list. All right, let's race to this corner. Brake in wide, turn in, try to get some apex love here. And that was actually not that bad. That was good for me. So let's race it down to the 50, double downshift, triple downshift. Coast through and back on the throttle early because we went in slow so we could come out fast. Slower is faster. Lone Wolf, thank you very much. I'm going to be reading the chat at the end of the 5 laps. Here I get maybe half of the chat, but I'd love to see it. Here we go on the 50. We've got a little bit of braking. We're going to try that trail braking into the apex. So that's what I tried last lap. I didn't want to call myself out and be like, hey, look how bad I am at trail braking. But I was trying to trail brake, but I forgot to do the engine braking, which is really important. And I took it a little too quick. But that time, that trail braking was decent. So trail braking, so not instantly off the brake pedal. And actually on the 458 Italia, if I pull that nonsense of releasing the brake really quickly, that nose is gonna pop. It's gonna dive in or, you know, oversteer, sorry, the nose will turn in. I just don't see why they don't say nose turn in. Oh, that felt painful, but we made it through. So first time racing this without the racing line. Baby boys training wheels are off. I'm riding my bicycle in my bathing suit. Actually brings kind of back good and bad memories for me. I was horrible at learning how to ride a bike, and I had actually given up as a kid because I was like, I'm just not good at it. I suck. I'm never going to ride a bike. And thankfully, my stepdad put a lot of work into it. Whoa, and I get a little bit of tap in there. But the bathing suit cart is actually used to have a horse, and I rode him with no saddle, no mouthpiece, in my bathing suit, and my German Shepherd decided to start running after the horse, and I got kicked off, of course, right where there is a rock, a big, huge, flat rock, and I bumped my head. It explains a lot about my personality now, maybe. A little trail braking, try to get it on the inside. Oh, maybe just a little too early back onto the throttle, pushing me a wee bit to the outside. Captain Clutch, so I'm going to call him Captain Crunch, and I'm going to try to get crunchy all over him. And I don't know what getting crunchy means. You can let me know in the in the comments. Woo! That 458 is actually being really classy because he could have just, maybe he did try to punt me. Maybe he went through me. I don't know. His internet looks weak. He's got a wee little internet bar as he's glitching around. Oh my goodness, I pretty much stopped in that corner because he glitched, stopped in front of me. This is really weird. Javier, we need to invest in more internet speed. Not us, his internet speed. I keep paying to increase my internet speed because I like to do this with all of you. Quite a bit, actually. So thank you very much for being in the live tonight, making it to the live. And if you're not watching this as a live, that's a-okay too. But would love and appreciate it if you hit that like button, smash up some subscribe. It's free and really helps out the channel here. And we are going to have an exciting last lap. We are in 4th. And we're going to try to get a pole position. Let's see what we can do. Oh my goodness, Javier, what is up with your braking? You're almost stopping in that corner. I'm sorry for hitting you, but I don't know if it's your internet, but you literally stopped in the corner. It's like you're... again, why are you driving really... sometimes fast and instantly slow? I do not know what's going on. I think it's an internet thing, but I definitely don't like picking up a 3-second penalty from like here. It's like you use the throttle. Don't forget where the throttle is. It's there. You got to use the throttle, not just the brakes. And I deserve that. Hit me, please. I do. I really do. But I certainly did not mean to hit him, but he doesn't know that. So he's just gonna pound away. You're like a dirty donkey. And I did try to retaliate, and that's what happens when you try to retaliate. You will lose races. Hey, we're going to lose together. Cool, so happy we had this. Bye. So lots of positions lost because I didn't choose the high road. I chose to retaliate, and doesn't it make sense? Why did I retaliate? Because he had every reason to retaliate. He doesn't know that his game's glitching and he's basically stopping in corners. Not proud of myself, but I'm not going to beat myself up about it. Just move on and focus on the future. Alright, so let's see what's going on in the chat so we can all learn, or maybe I'll be the only one learning here. So delay the ghost by 0.2 seconds. Fantastic. Advice trains, thank you. And yes, focusing is key because you got to remember all your to drive fast, you got to remember all your brake and acceleration points, your drive line. Just Chiefin. I like that. Right on. That is a cool name. Just Chiefin. Very cool, Chief. Saying that you love the passion. Keep it up and striving. Great. And I kind of want to put some positivity out in the world and help, people maybe watch me and go, man, this guy sometimes makes a complete fool of himself on the internet. Maybe. And then I hope the reflection is, hey, but I've also seen him improve, and sometimes he does well and sometimes he fails. Maybe I need to put myself out there and try get into new endeavors, new activities, new projects that are a little scary, that I know I'll probably make a fool of myself a bit, but you know what, I'm also going to put my ego out on the side, remove ego as much as possible, and just focus on the process, focus on the strategies, and develop as a human being. Learn and grow. It's all about learning and growing. So Lone Wolf has tried uninstalling the game. So Lone Wolf has an issue where he'll be racing and the other cars on the track, he doesn't see them and he bumps into them. So lots of issues. So he's tried uninstalling the game, reinstalling it, and just tried again. And it's still the game. And the online is broken and it's super frustrating. Yeah, we had issues with the online last night. Toyota Supra was a boulder in the middle of the road, not moving, lap after lap for like 3-4 races. We got frozen 3-4 times. So maybe it's just, the new update. So hopefully that works out. So Train saying, when you feel you're a bit away from a corner, don't just wait until the car reaches there, accelerate, then brake, so you can reach that corner faster. Okay. I'm liking it. All right, so let's see where we got. Jay Ferrara, great. You're moving up on your A safety rating. You got an increase, so that is a clean first place. We've got a clean second place. We had followed Captain Crunch for a while, and I said his name wrong, and I paid for it. Fred Mayo in third, great job. Now in fourth, Javier, that kind of was pounding on us pretty hard. His safety rating went up despite all the pounding, so I guess light pounding is okay. Odd. And my safety rating definitely went down because either he was driving really erratically, but I think it was his internet. All of a sudden, way before the corner, he just braked, and then another corner, he basically stopped in the middle of the corner. So I think that was really issues with his internet. So sorry, Javier, about that. Not my intention. So let's see, when can we get into another race here? I, however, I'm going to need a pit stop, and we've got a 10:30 race. So let's get that set up. Now for the last race of the night that I'm going to perform, I'm going to drive. Sorry, this isn't a performance. I speak French so often, I'm all mixed up. I think I'm going to continue going with the Huracan because it's pretty punt proof. Like, we're getting pounded on pretty hard there, and it seems pretty darn punt proof, and I think that's needed tonight. So I'm just going to run up, get myself a quick refreshment, and I'll be right back. The tires. Good evening, TD the Bike Guy. Thank you very much for joining the chat here. Yeah, trains definitely can friend you. Send me a friend request to Bear. That's a capital B underscore Cuddles with a capital C for you. I'm sorry that name is a little weird, and I just thought I used to quite a while ago play first person pew pew games, and I thought it'd be funny when people get taken out of the game by like Bear Cuddles. It's like, oh man, I'm mad, I got taken out of the game. Oh, the guy's name got taken out by Bear Cuddles. It's not so bad, feels less bad. Guy must be nice. Thank you very much for subbing. That really helps the channel out. If you consider, it's free to hit that sub button, free to hit that like button too. And that way you won't miss out any of, well, what we do here. We try different cars out, see what works for different skill level players. When a car is for like a pro player, an expert player, well, I find out pretty quick because I find it very difficult to handle and control. And we figure out which cars dominate online for who, which means sometimes lighter cars that get punted around do get, it's kind of brought down the list, you could say. But this week at Interlagos, the Huracan is fantastic. We figured that out on Tuesday night. It, I don't believe, was in the top 10 yet when we figured it out. And I said I was driving the 911, which was the meta car, the world's fastest car. And I said, my goodness, I'm considerably faster with the Lamborghini. Had a 137 with the Porsche 911, then the Lamborghini I did a 135, then a 134, then a 133. All in the same night. So I was thinking, wow, there's something with this car, and now it's all over the top 10 list. It's all over the top 10 list, just like that. What was his name? Casey something or another. He used to present the top 10 list on the radio for like 30 years, 40 years. So this is how I need to do the first lap when we're back online. Really appreciate all the tips and help from the JCCR racing crew in the chat. And that is a place to go all out on the throttle. Thought I got a little shy when I saw the wall there. So let's see what we can pull off here. That 136 was awfully slow. 3 seconds too slow.
France, Scorpion underscore CBMF.
But we're starting off in seconds. We're starting off in a nice position. But first is a 130 flat. So that's 2.7 seconds faster. And I can't repeat consistently that 133. I pull it off, looks like once. And now I can do, in practice laps, 134, 135. Generally 134, 135, make a few more mistakes, 136. But in racing, you just got to keep practicing until you're consistent. So I'm just going to throw some kindness out in the world here and wish everyone a clean race and a nice little good evening. So let's see what's going on here. We're at Interlagos, daily races, race B. Near the end of the week, we'll have 2 more days of this, and then they'll give us the new races here. At this part of the world, we get our new races, I believe, on Monday, because I'll still be driving this on Sunday night. We've got Jay Carrera with a very solid 131. That's fast. So let's see what we can do. Yeah, good point, Trains. I'm going to try not to talk quite as much and focus more. Yeah, we got to keep the position lap 1. I can talk when I'm climbing from the back of the pack. Awesome JCCR livery delivered to us by Aussie Pug. Thank you so much, Aussie Pug. GTR randomly ghosting in and out for whatever reason is highly distracting. Very odd. Focus in on our brake points and our turn-in points. Oh, we've been hit. We have been hit. I don't understand. First place is ghosting out like crazy when no one's anywhere near them. And we get put back on the track in what will probably be 9th, 8th. Very, very weird, Gran Turismo. I just don't get your mechanics sometimes. It's like you're made by the makers of Mario Kart, or maybe it's more sinister, maybe it's more Twisted Metal, by an angry, murderous clown from Twisted Metal. Well, now we get to climb back from the top with a lot of chit chat. Got pushed right off, can't believe it. No ghosting for us, but GTR got ghosted when we were miles off of them. Well, we're down, but we're not out. Spicy's behind us. Oh, thank you, friend. See, they ghosted him out, and this is where I completely lost it from being taken off the track. So I didn't expect him to get ghosted out, so I was actually going to use him as my brakes. I planned on being kind of somewhat dirty as a slight retaliation, and that's never a good idea because the game, what's supposed to be a sim racer is just, this ghosting is getting on my nerves. I look forward to them either having it work 100% of the time or completely removing it because there's zero consistency. So back to clean, smart racing, because dirty racing, I guess, only pays sometimes.
H1SEN3URG has left the room. H1SEN3URG has left the room.
Yeah, I cut that way too much. Really trying to get up on Spicy here. Okay, I see that, Trains. I'm going to read more into that, but yeah, not leaving gaps for them to squeeze by. It's the spearing by that kind of gets me more when they hit you hard enough to spin you out. That's the part that I find really frustrating, and no penalties for hitting someone hard enough. Alright, so we are catching up to Spicy here. He's made a nice little mistake. We stick it and hold it together. Drive clean and smart. We will pass him. We got time. Oh, I'm chasing the back end again. I'm still angry, I guess. I'll be smarter next time around here. Nothing behind us. Coast is clean, so as long as, you know, we can push it, and as long as we don't have a total wipeout. All right, so let's get some braking here at the 50. Quick little braking, double downshift. A little bit of spinning, but the Huracan does dominate because while it can spin, it's controllable. I find the 911, you can maybe push it just a little bit further, but when it does start to, it doesn't really spin, it slides. When you lose it, I find, at least for me, I really lose it when I lose it up with the 911. So they're battling it out, and instead of racing together and getting behind one slipstream and not pushing and bumping, they're going to battle it out, and we're going to pass both of them. Oh, the back tires, the back tire curse. I gave gas while on the curb and lost that chance there from those two cars battling it out. Usually try to go from last to middle of the pack or a little bit higher than middle of the pack, but tonight, not this race. Pushed it a little too hard and paid the price. Burr, burr, burr. And there's a yellow flag. I bet that's probably the two cars that were battling it out that were finally, I could see, oh, I'm going to take them in the next corner. I caught up quite a bit, but it was a little too hard on the gas while the steering is turned and the throttle is down and you're on curves. That's really, I was really pushing my luck. Well, we might actually get, no, we don't have time. It's going to be, we need an extra 75 feet, maybe 200 feet. All right, so let's see what we've got in the community chat. Oh, well, here, I'll show you for trains. If you want to add me, I'm right down there. Unfortunately in 9th, but fortunately it's lessons to be learned. I played the fool and I got tooled. Or maybe I played the tool and got fooled. But good advice here, focus, don't talk. You gotta not let the gaps for them to take you on the inside more than outside if someone was behind you. Good call. When you feel you're sliding and small correction won't fix it. Just rotate the whole steering wheel to save time, even though it will still slow you a bit, but better than sliding and going off track. Yeah, very true. Yeah, turn the steering wheel, I guess, slow down from all the tire slide to help not go right off track. 100%, man. All right, there we've got it. Not a fantastic positioning. Now let's see. The Huracan. Well, tonight for me it's the Huracan. I just can't put it together. I'm wondering, let's see, a little bit of safety car. Nice, easy, safe cars to drive if you were having trouble like I am tonight. The NSX, really nice and safe. The GTR, GT500, but it's no faster than, the newer GTR here. You've got the McLaren 650S, very, very nice, easy car to drive, fantastic handling, fantastic brakes. The 911, super fast, but when you lose it, you are gone. And the 458, a happy intermediate car. But I do find I get pushed around quite a bit. This thing is so puntable. Oh, that's right. We want to be the mechanic. Be the tire changer. I love it, TD, the bike guy. He who pressed the gas the longest wins. You're making that really come out like a proverb, a Chinese proverb. I like that quite a bit. Maybe that was intentional or not. Maybe I'm just reading too much into it, but it definitely sounds like wise proverbial words. Words are from a proverb. Oh, it does feel so nice to be back in the 458 Italia. So very nice. In the 458 Italia, it sounds so amazing that your brain tells you you're going faster than you actually are. And the incredible sound off the 458 Italia does come from a very, very special engine. It's a flat plane crank, so the crankshaft is built differently. It allows this V8 to really get into some very high revving action. It's also can be found, this type of engine with a flat plane crank. It's a race engine, it's a race V8. Can also be found in the Shelby GT 350s from 2016 to 2019 or 2020. And good evening, Eric Robbins. I'm going to read that right after this wee bit of practice lap. And also, if you're looking for an inexpensive car that has an engine with a flat plane crank V8, their specialty is very high revving, like on the Shelby. A red line that starts at 8,250 RPM. Well, you can get it off a Maserati 4000. That's a car that you'll pick up for about $10,000 to $15,000 in decent condition with low miles. And it will sound amazing. It's just a V8 that sounds like a race. It's a race engine. So, yeah. If you're not afraid of famous Maserati reliability or lack of, and maybe doing a few repairs yourself or paying, of course, if you take it to a Maserati dealership, they'll bankrupt you. But if you have a specialist in your area who works for a decent hourly wage, and you find a good clean one, low miles, go for it. Or, how I see the Shelby is the real cost is the difference between what I buy it for and what I sell it for. It won't be depreciating, so I don't see it really costing me anything. It's a free car once I've sold it. All right, racing down the in between the turns here at the 50. Quick little double downshift, a little throttle to a little less throttle. Let's throttle up the hill. The turn in is so great on the Ferrari. It turns. I find it has better turn in than the Lamborghini. Really, really, really fun to drive. Handling's just superb. The braking's superb. But can it handle the violence, the war zone, the clown show that is online racing? We'll find out in just a moment. And I thought that was going to be my best time. It felt so fast, but no, that was still way off. All right, so let's check what's going on in the chat here. Trains, have a good sleep. Take care, buddy. So might want to consider sliding. So Eric, good evening, Eric. Might want to consider sliding your camera over, lay down a little so we can see the entire leaderboard in the race. Oh yes, the camera over here. Woo. Good call. Yeah, Road Rage did get the best of me. Good call, man. Really good call. That's solid advice. And the goal of this channel is I want to create a space where we can learn and grow together, where the racing crew, the chat, so if you're in the chat, you're part of the JCCR racing crew, where the racing crew can learn from each other, that I can learn from you, generally that we just all learn and grow together. We get to try out different cars, learn together, grow together, have some fun, make some friends. Let's get ready for the next race by getting in one little practice lap. So there, if I would have stayed on the brakes, it's what my brain was telling me to do. If I would have slid right into the grass, you don't get much turny when you've got that brake pedal in. Yeah, hello, Winston. We got Winston down here. Little caramel poodle. You want to come up? You can go right for it, buddy. There you go. No kissy kissies. Winston, I'm doing a thing, my man. There you go, buddy. Yeah, definitely don't kiss me, Winston. Not after your grooming. Catching up to the Ghost, because that uphill still requires us to try to get closest as possible to the apex here. Race up the hill and see what kind of lap that was. Didn't feel fast and it didn't look pretty. Wasn't very smooth. Still very fun to drive the 458. So that would have been, I think, a 134. Maybe a 135.
Concord_Z. Concord__.
So we are the turtle on the race. Starting in third on a lap time I created but can't recreate. But let's try to hold on to third. Let's follow the advice coming from the racing crew in the chat. Let's not leave people big spaces for passing. Try to stay on the inside. Protect our position, because starting in third is pretty decent. It's giving us chances. We've got a Ferrari behind us. It's Javier again. So hopefully Road Rage got the best of us last track, because I got kind of tired of getting punched on by a donkey. And when I actually went to the next lap, I was taken out in a corner, pushed, really punted into a spin. So next corner, I'm like, I'll just lay a little bit of pressure on him, and the game ghosted him, and I just went right through into the grass. And even did it again on the last lap after having worked to catch up. Hey Winston, you think that's the best spot for you? No? Okay, buddy. Bye-bye. Winston letting me know that he's ready for bed. After this race, buddy. So we're driving the 458, looking to see, can it dominate online? It does have great handling, it has great brakes, but will it still get punted easily and just easily fly off the track from, medium hits? Pretty noticeable in this red, flashy red paint. Love that you can rev it out a lot. Need to. Oh, we're already getting hit. Xavier is back. He's looking for blood. And I'm not going to get pushed around, but I'm also not going to work on retaliating. Wow, this is kind of ridiculous. Good, the game ghosted him and he completely lost his race, and that's the way it should be. Straightaway pushing, there's no need for that. So we just had to stay patient, drive clean, and one less clown off the road. Here we go, missing our apex, so we'll be a little slow there. Let's not make the same mistake. Let's go in slow to come out fast and follow the pack for a win. We're gonna get it done, folks. Stick with me. Drop any comments for tips and advice as you watch us go corner by corner. Ooh, do not want to go driving into him. I'm not here to make enemies. I'm here to win, win, win. Let's drive like the wind, pedal to the metal, fly down this straightaway, following Mr. Samurai MCD. I believe Javier is in first, our enemy from our nemesis from the last race. Picked up a 3-second penalty from his glitching internet that had him essentially stop in the middle of a corner, a turn. So let's use a handful of racing tricks to do the best that we can. Let him cut the win for us, go on the inside. And oh, he made it back behind. What a move. Wow, Samurai, that is some quality racing, and you didn't hit or push in the process. I thought I took you on the apex of the turn and you just tucked in behind and popped out. Quite impressive. Really great driving to see right there on his part. The last race, for whatever reason, the GTR in first that we were following was ghosted for most of the race. And for a corner that he was completely ghosted on, we got punted right here. And that kicked us out of second. Lap one right there. And it's not going to happen again. We are going to win tonight. We're going to get a nice little podium. Finish the night with a win. Like last night. Last race was a first, I believe, or a second. Whew. Pack back there is wild. We got hungry dogs in the back, frothing at the mouth. But like in life and in racing, very similar. You focus too much on your past and you're going to go crashing into a wall called depression. Yes, we finally are starting to do a decent line through there. Oh yes, and we can feel it as we close up the gap with Samurai. Straighten out the car as soon as possible so we can get back to propulsion. Oh, and he did a big hit. Oh, and he shook himself off the track. What? And that's what happens, folks. When you road rage and you try to take one car out to hold just your position or gain a position, he's out of the race. Samurai has cry quit. I don't know, was that a cry quit or do we call that a rage quit? Either way, he did a big donkey move, gave us a big old punch, and now he can wait for the next race to start and hopefully learn a valuable lesson. Kindness wins. But can we hold it together for another few laps? Hold on to, oh, I'm not going to hold on to second if I don't rev out the engine. This Ferrari flat plane crank V8 needs to be revved out. It wants to be abused in this high RPM range with its beautiful song. Trying to trail brake to the apex. Trying to go from 0 to hero. Can we pull it off? I'm feeling like the Ferrari's the right car for me. It's the car I can dominate online with. Now, the Ferrari was horrible for getting punted, but now that we've got counter steering on strong, it did take some abuse. Took a licking and kept on ticking. Miles per gallon on this machine are very high. Woo. A little early on the throttle, maybe there. Try to hug the apex here and just speed down, get the car straightened out. Double downshift on the 50, cut the apex, race up the hill. Oh, it's a good night. I'll sleep well after this. Any tips or tricks, feel free to drop them in the comments. And do drop a comment to help the channel out so that we get to know each other. Because if you're in the first 1,000 subscribers, you are part of the JCCR Racing Crew OG, the originals. Oh, what is going on here? I went very slowly through there because when I saw that there's a Viper basically not moving right in my line, I naturally laid off, and that is going to cause us some gapping issues with first. Oh. And I'm following the Viper, and he did not have a line to follow. Got to stop following others in the race and in life. Do what I know is right. And I encourage you to have the same attitude towards life. Don't follow others. Do what you know is right. You can still see first. We're far, but we're not that far. One mistake, and we'll be back competing for first. Woo, he's coming in hot. He's coming in hot. What car is that? Let's focus on the present. Watch our markers. Follow the right line. And we got it. Yes! Thank you folks for sticking around long enough to give us a chance to finish in second. Thank you for the tips. Being a little more aggressive on the track, but not in a road rage mode, but being aggressive in holding my position. The advice there did help out. We pulled off a second. Javier S, that we battled it out and did kind of got taken out and took ourselves out because road rage. With Javier, well, oddly we finished first and second. So when you're not battling it out with other cars and doing more than just trading a little bit of paint, you're going to do so much better. Everyone's going to have a cleaner, happier race. We actually got to work on getting to know the car and getting to know the track. So let's see what's going on in the chat. Still love TD the Bike Guy's comment. He who pressed the gas the longest wins. Love it. I need to write that down somewhere. Eric Robbins saying that we might want to consider sliding the camera. Oh yes, tomorrow night I'll have it down at the bottom. I missed the chat, but I can pick up the chat right here anyways. Yeah, quicker than spicy, but road rage definitely did get the best of me. %, man. 100%, Eric. Completely right. So, folks, thank you for sticking it out to the point where we could actually pull off a second. Thank you for giving the tips and tricks so that we could pull off a second. And I hope the few tips and tricks that I shared this evening also will help you get better at online racing and enjoy racing. Good evening, Austin Williams. If that's either Seattle Tower behind you, the tower in Seattle, or maybe the CN Tower. Very, very cool. So I'm using the TGT2. I don't have one of my liveries on from the Lambo or the 911 that would actually show the wheel. Aussie Pug from Australia made us some really cool race liveries for several cars that show that we're all about this Thrustmaster and the TGT2. Now, if you're finding it expensive, I know I did. I bought it used, but now that I've actually tried it out, I would pay the full price to get it new. And buying it used, I did pre-burn out the original steering wheel, which I actually loved the feel of the kind of what feels like leather gripping. But the Thrustmaster T150 is a great in the background, you know, that Mario's using. They're our speed coach who never plugs in his headphones. Hence why we make mistakes. It's all Mario's fault. The T150 was great. I was using that on the PS4 a couple of years ago. Well, back when I was on the PS4. So I don't know how many years ago. Maybe like many years ago. I was using the PS4 and I was using that. And it does a great job. Squirrel Man, how are you? Peace. Yes, peace, Squirrel. Thank you so much. Thank you for sticking it out for us to get, long enough for us to get this second place win. Tune that first gear to 100 miles per hour or 90 miles per hour. Your first gear is shifting at 68 miles per hour. That is vital to help us take off and get first place in under. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely 100% fantastic advice. Right now online, though, I don't think, maybe they're letting me. Now, before I close up shop for the night, let's see if we could tune the car. So congratulations to Javier. Your safety rating stayed the same. Shame on me. I got second, but it looks like I was dirty. But when did I get a penalty? When did we bump into anything? Well, the safety rating went down, and I'm really not quite sure why. Maybe it was, lap 1, we got a speed penalty, I believe. We lost half a second, I think. Maybe I'm getting confused. And Lance in an Alfa Romeo 4C. Great job. That platform is a carbon fiber platform,
Johnny,
so it's not a frame. It's it's a platform. It's like a cockpit. It's kind of mostly one piece, the car, other than the doors and lids and whatnot. But it's carbon fiber, so super light. But cars need to be made out of hemp, because hemp it actually ends up being harder than carbon fiber, much harder than steel, and it's lighter than carbon fiber. So how we're not building vehicles out of hemp is beyond me, other than oil industry and ridiculous reasons. So let's check out, can we tune down the car? Let's go over to tuning. I'd love it, and it's, if we can, man, is this ever going to give me an advantage? So I don't own them, and I assumed we can't, but if you do, anyone who actually wants to try this out, any car you can do this, and it's really worth it. And I do love the 458, so it's worth investing a few dollars here. So we would go up to probably the racing section. Guess my memory's not perfect. Semi-racing, and the fully customizable manual transmission. There we go, it's on. So we're working to find out if we can adjust our top speed by playing around with gear ratios. And we can't, we've been robbed of that, but otherwise I would be all over that TD the bike guy. So Squirrel, have a great night. Thank you for the kindness, telling us, good game. Folks, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time to spend some time with us this fine evening. Tomorrow's Friday here in my part of the world, and tomorrow night we will be gaming, generally starting at 9 or 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. So that's time zone GMT 5, usually starting at 9 and 9:30, and on the or 9 or 9:30. And on the weekends, we like to get a race in the morning and a race in sometimes in the afternoon and even at night if we have time, because I'm very passionate about showing people that no matter what you do in life, I'm an old dude racing here on a sim racer, starting very late, and I am very convinced that whatever you try to do in life, if you focus on finding the right strategies. So we take a handful of tips, maybe sometimes 2 handfuls of tips with time. We're going to apply them, and we're going to go from 0 to hero. So join us on this journey. Be kind, be patient, but be kind and learn and grow with us. So sometimes you're going to be, some of you are a much better racer than I. So please mentor, coach the community, because so far the chat, I'm so impressed. You guys are awesome. You're throwing out gems of advice. Great time hanging out with you guys. Really appreciate it. So thank you so much for being in the chat, being a coach, a mentor, and even if you're, an A quality driver, it can still be entertaining to watch the clown show that's known as the D class. So thank you so much, folks, for watching. I wish you all more cars and more power, and I do hope you get to put the pedal to the metal on a car you love sometime real soon. And hey, maybe we'll review one of the Porsche 911s I have, or the Shelby GT350 on this channel, to show you some of the cars we have in the real world, or the 1991 Toyota MR2 JDM. If not, you can check them out over on the sister channel that I'm on, which is called Johnny's Car Care and Reviews. Take care, folks. Have a great one. Stay safe. Drive safe. Wish you all, like I say, more cars and more powers, folks. More cars and more power, folks. A bit of a tongue twister. Take care. Have a great week.